As the only good and honest Poketuber in the Pokemon community, it's my responsibility to make sure history is not forgotten. When it comes to the competitive side of Pokemon, they've already changed the definition of a legal Pokemon to including a hacked Pokemon that is cheated. False Swipe Gaming just makes up shit about a Pokemon's history using Smogon, and now Pokemon Challenges is changing the definition of what a Nuzlocke is because he has no skill. Modern Nuzlocke challenges have become too hard, so he has to cheat in rare candies to beat them, and then manipulate his audience of mostly children into thinking cheating is okay. Which we've also seen with WolfGlick and the VGC community trying to gaslight everyone into thinking lying, cheating, and stealing is okay. And I'm the only person in the community speaking out against all this evil shit, so when I say I'm the only good and honest Poketuber, there's really no one else to point to. Now, I've gotten hundreds of comments because of this video, a lot of it just like the same NPC talking points, so let's see what they're saying. I do understand what you say on the video about Nuzlocking being a challenge. I really hate social media making everyone dishonest and rotting their brains. No, if that's how you begin a sentence, you do not understand what someone is trying to say, you're just trying to deflect before you go and challenge them. It's a self-imposed challenge, and a person only wanting to have fun is what a Nuzlocke is. And that is like the main NPC point I've seen, where it's like,
you can't say anything about rare candies being cheating because it's a self-imposed challenge.
And then naturally, more deflection from someone doing something wrong.
Why should person X care about what person Y is doing with their own challenge? Anyone has its own way to have fun.
Grammar.
If I like using tools to make the game more bearable or just going full pain and suffering, it's my choice.
Well, this is why we have definitions for things, because if you're not suffering, you're not playing a Nuzlocke. And unfortunately, I wasn't aware of this post or the Nuzlocke motto before I made my video on Pokemon Challenges, but now we can just kind of catch up with the fallout. So, this is an 11-year-old post on Reddit. It doesn't get more "this is what a Nuzlocke is supposed to be" than a post that's over a decade old. So, advice for a failed Nuzlocker. I've failed maybe 5 Nuzlocke so far, ending at the first to third gems. I need some advice to do better, please. Alright, let's see what the advice is. Grind like hell. The Nuzlocke motto: never give up, never forget, grind like hell. Never give up, no matter how many times you fail. Go on in the memory of those who fall. Grind everyone to at least one level above the highest level of the gem. Now here's where we can see I'm completely correct in calling Pokemon Challenges a fraud, because he's changed it to give up, forget, and use rare candies. And right below that, grind harder. The solution to any Nuzlocke is grind. There is no room, there is no tolerance for cheating in rare candies to reduce the grind. And that's again where these bad actors and the NPC audience comes in and says,
well, the only rules are you catch the first one and you release it if it faints.
Yes, these rules are made to increase the difficulty of the Nuzlocke, which implies anything that reduces that difficulty to not be a valid Nuzlocke, such as cheating in rare candies. And that's where the idiots say,
using rare candies doesn't make it any easier, it just saves time.
Yes, the same argument we see in competitive Pokemon. It's not cheating, it just saves time, even though time is an objective competitive advantage. With this, time adds to difficulty of anything. If it takes longer to get back to the boss, that means you have few attempts at learning and beating the boss, which means there's going to be more people that quit because it's too difficult to get to the point of beating the boss. If there's a long Kaizo level in Mario, you don't get to make a save state just because you've made it to that final jump 100 times. You have to do all the difficult things up until that point to then make it to the final jump. And the thing about a Pokemon Nuzlocke is you have the autonomy to get to that point sooner with higher risk. So the risk reward further proves the challenge and difficulty being removed by using rare candies. Like, yeah, you can just like go to the first route or an earlier route where there's zero risk of having a Pokemon faint, but then it's going to take longer, which means, oh, you just wasted 3 extra hours of farming the easy stuff to still get smacked by one of the gym leaders and then lose and completely reset. And I saw people in the comments of my Pokemon Challenges video saying, yeah, I've lost Pokemon to grinding levels before a gym, or I've seen people lose Pokemon to grinding levels. So you are skipping the challenge by using rare candies, and you are invalidating what a Nuzlocke is. that just because it's not written in these two simple rules doesn't mean like, oh, you can find a way to bend the rules around it. No, it's a difficulty mod. Anything that reduces that difficulty is no longer valid for the Nuzlocke, or it takes away from the challenge, which is why I call Pokemon Challenges a fraud, because he can't complete challenges and needs to cheat. I was looking for a different comment, but I found the original one that told me about the Nuzlocke motto. So the Nuzlocke motto itself is never give up, never forget, grind like hell. Not much of the third is happening anymore, which defeats the purpose of the whole challenge. So yeah, real Nuzlockers actually understand this, and the history goes well beyond any amount of time Pokemon Challenges have been doing this. And that's also where we see more of the NPCs and the stupidity, where they say, oh, Pokemon Challenges is an entertainer, so it's okay. No, just because you make YouTube videos or do live streams doesn't entitle you to breaking the rules. That's all these brats want in Pokemon. They want their entitlement to win over the rules, over doing what is right. And again, I feel like I'm the only person left that hasn't caved into that, because as an influencer, I make more content, I get to manipulate more children, it's more money, and that's what Pokemon Challenges is doing. But also, it further proves Pokemon Challenges is a fraud, because if he was actually a pro Nuzlocker, or the master of Pokemon Challenges, then he wouldn't need to cheat to beat it, even with like time restrictions or whatever, or he would grind it out. If a ROM hack is so difficult, it takes him months longer than anticipated, and he has to keep on streaming it. Even if his viewers fall out, it's about completing the challenge, not skipping it. But he can't complete challenges anymore because skill issue. I also need to feature this comment for being one of the best comments I've ever seen. Pokemon YouTubers use hacks to pump out constant videos of themselves beating challenges without grinding at all. RuneScape YouTubers grind for 3 months, 15 hours a day to make enough progress to post a single video. You watch Verf, you watch Swampletics, you see what Rindy is up to. It's like, yeah, man, this is like just a casual 300 hours of progress, and I'm sorry I haven't made a video in 3 months, but here you go. Rindy and Verf are the craziest ones for me because of how much work they put into their videos. Verf made 95,000 chocolate cakes just for an update in his extreme one-chunk Iron Man. In Pokemon, you know they just hack their way through it. There is no accomplishing any kind of challenge or grind. Verf spent 2 years in his challenge to make a single step, to then spend 700 hours to do the next step. The man is incredible. And Rindy will put in over 1,000 hours of work into a single video with a more mind-numbing grind than whatever Pokemon Challenges is doing. Also, here's another idiot comment that I wanted to make sure was just kind of documented, because I saw dozens of comments that are just, how did Pokemon Challenges cheat? Even though Pokemon Challenges video is him admitting to cheating. But that's a good thing, because you gotta gaslight them children. Here's the comment I was looking for. 4chan's beef with Pokemon Challenges, because apparently they hate him for starting the Johto bad BS that has plagued the community for a while. Of course, it would be that fraud Pokemon Challenges that started the nonsense that I keep on seeing now, where, yeah, only Generation 5 is allowed to be good for all reasons. You can't bring up Pokemon Johto because of the level scaling or something, even though that was never ever mentioned as a problem until Pokemon Challenges hit the scene. But the big one is, they hate him for not nuzlocking Pokemon Clover. He's afraid of doing it because the game has a built-in anti-cheat, so hacking in rare candies is impossible. So Pokemon Challenges flees from any real challenge that prevents him from cheating. And then the last thing I want to mention was the Bulbapedia article on Nuzlocks, because we can see the internal fighting that has happened because of Pokemon Challenges. Near universally used rules. No cheating. Cheating devices may not be used. Hacking in rare candies is cheating. Again, Pokemon Challenges admits to it as cheating, and that is like the universal thing of a Nuzlocke, because the spirit of these rules kind of goes into a lot of this other stuff, or what came from the original Nuzlocke comic. Even though the rules are catch the first Pokemon and a Pokemon dies if it faints, we also have no resets. Player may not voluntarily reset and reload the game to undo progress. Being able to do so would render all other rules pointless, just how introducing hacked rare candies renders the entire challenge pointless. Now there's also a note on optional rules with increased difficulty, but also decreased difficulty, and there it is. Rare candy claws. hack in infinite rare candies to avoid tedious grinding, popularized by Pokemon Challenges. I don't know if a Pokemon Challenges fan came in to like rewrite history here, or again, this is like the Nuzlocking actual old school community that came in and is like, yeah, but this is decreased difficulty. Which again is so ironic. Decrease in difficulty, but it's a Pokemon challenge. You are not a pro Nuzlocker, you are a fraud. So there we go, guys. I will continue to be the only good influencer in Pokemon and hold up the actual history and not let these bad actors take it over for free. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.